Whether you're streaming the video right now on the Level 857 YouTube channel or happen to be listening to the audio for this podcast, we're going to be your hosts whether you like it or not. Kevin, a.k.a. Gamertag Turbo 857.
Jason, a.k.a. Sticks and Sticks 857. Yeah.
There we go.
And Eric, just Eric for today, till I figure out the situation with the gamer tag.
You will never play him online.
Yeah,
ever.
probably not.
And this means that you're listening to another edition of the Level 857 video game podcast where we discuss game-related news and anything related to games we feel like getting off our chest. So, yeah, that's
Destiny's chest.
pretty much how it happens.
Same shirt.
I don't like that shirt. I don't like it.
Because you don't like Destiny.
For anyone out there who's anti-video streaming and just wants to listen to the podcast, we're on iTunes and Stitcher if you guys want to subscribe to that. And make sure you get the updates as soon as we have a new one available.
So you can hear our golden voices.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you happen to be watching the video, you're going to see some things that is just not possible by
Unless
only
you have a
listening.
vivid imagination, then you can see everything you want to while you're listening to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Imagination is good, but there's nothing like the real thing.
Yeah, once you see these faces, you're going to see it all the time. I don't care if it's audio or video. You're going to have it in your head. You're going to be like, who's this guy? Oh, I know this guy.
You can see the passion.
There's nothing like the real thing.
You can see the passion.
Yeah.
Is that creepy?
All right, so we're
So
going
what's
to...
today's topic?
Do you have any game news?
No, there's no game. news.
No, we ain't
Stop.
doing no
We're
game news.
going to go straight into the topic today. We're going to talk about
Resident Evil.
7.
No.
Mostly. The series. We're going to talk about the series. We're going to talk about the series. But,
Therefore,
you know,
7 is in the series.
E3, they released,
Resident
Capcom
Evil.
upload the demo for, subscribers, PSN subscribers to download. I got a chance to play it. And see the new direction that they're going in. And if you want to get my thoughts,
You have
all
to
right.
watch play the game.
playing the game with an open mind. If I'm just judging it just as, as a game.
So how was your PT experience?
My PT experience? It was, it had Resident Evil elements in it. You get the items, you go unlock certain things. You get one item to unlock this door, look behind the door. Look behind you, get scared. A little bit backstory as you're moving through the house that you're in. It was a good experience. I thought
That
it
was never a Resident Evil thing.
Come on.
Never ever.
Come on.
You
All right,
never
the
look
door's
behind
locked. You go get the key.
You just described like so many different games. That's just
That's
not,
Tomb Raider thing.
How about like green herb? You look over. The green.
There's going to be
herb.
green herbs in it. I don't remember collecting them in the demo.
You find the key for the door.
I think a key and a
leads to
wrench.
The puzzle.
Did you find an ink ribbon?
The lever, Resident Evil type things.
It felt Resident Evil. It felt eerie. It felt scary.
You were a reporter. How did it feel, Resident Evil? Explain yourself.
I didn't
You
like.
had a camera. This is not Resident Evil at all, in the slightest.
All right, the first person perspective. I was like, there's a lot of things that disappointed me because there's things about the Resident Evil Revelations.
So what do you like about Resident Evil to begin with?
A series as a whole?
The series, yes.
I liked the feeling of not just the feeling of isolation. I like zombies. I like taking a shotgun, pointing it at a zombie and blowing his head off. I like that a lot.
Do you like squeaking the chair?
No, but in Resident Evil, when you're walking and your foot's squeaking, and it's just like...
You mean the floor squeaking?
You said your
You
foot
have a
is...
bad shoe.
Maybe you shouldn't have Kev describe what he likes.
Don't wear the
Evil.
sneakers that squeak in a zombie-infested house because they will catch you.
I like the I like the backtracking aspect of it. I like opening doors, not knowing what's behind it, and having to go back. And this door's locked, and you go get an item, and you go back to it. You move this thing, and it unlocks this, and story's progressing, and you're shooting zombies in the head. And
I'll tell you what I liked about it. I liked the feeling of being alone in that big, huge mansion.
Mm-hmm.
The bad voice acting.
Bad
I like
voice
that
acting was amazing.
A lot.
That was
The
dope.
cheesiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was a horror game and there weren't that many horror games when that came out, except
Mhm.
for Alone in the Dark. But if you want to really get and say like that's the first horror game, but it wasn't Resident Evil, but it was kind of like it was the first one that really grabbed you and made you want to play.
Yeah.
So that your weapon system,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much, I always played with the chick, so with Jill.
I play with both.
Or
More with
Claire.
Chris. More with Chris.
Or I'm always the chick in those games. I don't know. They give you more weapons, so
I
Right.
did like the
Very much.
inventory system. You
I
know,
hated the guy's inventory because he didn't get
Yeah,
enough.
shotgun for like half the game.
He didn't get enough
Yeah.
though.
And he doesn't have enough space.
He had six, like, yeah, Chris had like six.
But it makes you ill. It gets you ill with the shotgun, though.
But I like the Jill sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
You almost became a Jill sandwich. Like that stuff. That cheesiness was great. I like the campy atmosphere.
It was
of
serious enough, and it was cheesy enough.
When he said, "Ha!" when he grabbed the hand in the beginning, the full motion video was crazy. That wasn't in those games like
That
that.
was bad acting at the beginning. The actors were terrible at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How many versions of it did they have?
It was
crazy.
so creepy though. Like when who did we play it from you or did we play it from John? I think it was Jay, right? Jay had
The first
You played
Resident
on-
Evil,
you
yeah.
played on the
PlayStation.
Saturn or the PlayStation?
the PlayStation was the first
Yeah?
one. Yeah,
we beat
yeah.
the one to Saturn though,
So it's
and
probably
it
new
just didn't look as good.
No,
but we beat it.
I
though.
remember I was very intimidated by the by the first one.
Sounds.
No, the PlayStation one because it was like just a horror aspect, and it was just since it was so big, it was just like an intimidating game because it's like you go to the next room, you only got 15 bullets.
Because when it
And
came out, there was no open world.
No, there was nothing like that, and it's like you only have so much ammo, and you're like, all right, should I unload on this zombie, or is there going to be like 5 more down there?
Yeah.
And then you go somewhere else in the house, and
But
there's
you
a
didn't
hallway.
get ammo.
No,
like
you
that.
didn't. You barely got ammo.
Barely had saves.
So it was, and then you need the ink ribbon to save. It's like, all right, what if I run out of ink ribbons? I can't fucking save.
A lot
Yeah.
of stress.
So there was a lot of panic involved, in it, a lot of stress.
But it was like an
involved.
awesome B movie. Like
Yeah,
a playable
it
B
was.
movie.
No, it was. It definitely was like a B movie. Then when the hunters came in, oh fuck it.
Remember that? Remember? When I opened the door,
Oh, that was
first saw
amazing.
him, and he jumped and chopped my head off right away.
We were like, "What's this thing? What's this?" Because they had the cinema when they showed it going throughout the whole house, and it's a stupid hand that opens the door. By the
Yep.
way, it doesn't even look realistic when it opens the
It's a
door.
rubber glove.
Yeah, it looks like a rubber retarded glove. And then you're like, "What the hell is this thing?" And it's like marching over to Jay, and it starts hitting him, and he's like running for his life, and then he heals full energy while the hunter's in mid stride. As soon as he unpauses, his head gets lopped
was
off.
gone.
I was like, fuck this game. I'm
The
like,
Hunters.
that thing is terrifying. I didn't play that for a long time, like, because it was terrifying. I'm
It
like,
was
that thing's
scary.
chasing you,
It was scary.
and that wasn't. I thought it was just that one.
Mm-hmm.
There was a shitload of them. They replaced
Hunters.
tons of zombies in the mansion with the hunters.
With hunters, yeah.
Down the quiet corridors with the fixed camera
Uh-huh.
that you have no idea. And zombies make noise when the camera's fixed. You hear it, and you're like, oh shit, he's around the corner. Hunters don't make any noise.
Except
They sit
boom,
there
boom,
like
boom,
this.
boom, when they're running.
No, like if they're standing there waiting, they're like just chilling.
Yeah.
And then when you turn the corner, you go, "Ah!" You scream like a bitch, and then they start chasing you. It's terrifying.
How did you like? What about the Crimson Zombies in the remaster?
I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, that was terrifying.
That-
If you didn't burn the bodies,
That
of
made me
zombies.
not want to play.
It was brilliant.
That
And
made me not
it
wanna
made
play
it
it.
extra hard too.
Yeah.
It really did. This first time I played through the remake, I didn't have too much of an issue with them. But when I revisited that game, did I say revisited that game like a year ago? I was having a lot of trouble with the Crimsons. Like I'm like, I don't have any like
They're so fast.
yeah, they're fast. I didn't have any fire or oil to pour, whatever, the fuel to pour on them and burn them, and they were
that's
everywhere.
right.
They were everywhere, and it's
That's why I don't want to kill zombies in the game. I just run around them. They
their
make
head-
that. They
But if
make
you
it like
pop
that.
their heads off, you don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah.
you can't pop their heads off with a handgun. Not
Could you
unless-
kill them with a grenade launcher if you burn them?
Yeah,
that
I
work?
think that works. Yeah,
It
that
worked,
works.
right?
They're not going to come back from that.
Yeah, Grenade
But
Launcher,
I never
think
beat
that's it.
I never beat the remake because.
Didn't
of
you
the-
buy the
I did buy
remaster of the remake?
It's so
How
awesome.
about
though.
the remake?
The remaster, the remake is just it's so awesome though.
I
It
got
really
it for the
is.
Xbox One. And I played it for like a few seconds. I couldn't find the key and got chopped by some stupid thing that came out of the floor.
The
And I was
thing,
like,
the things they added were dope. It really was dope. Like the graphics on the remake was. That's why I'm so like I can't wait for the second one, the remake of part
The
2.
remake of
coming
part
out.
2.
It was so dope, and it
well, the
just
second one when they split the characters differently. Like I mean, they split it in the first one. They had it was a different type of game
Yeah.
when you play with either one. But in the second one, you play a different area completely.
yeah.
The
yeah.
stories
Meet
are
up.
different.
So
Yeah.
it's two different stories. So you got to play with both.
Very
to
eager
get
to
the
see
full
that.
thing.
I can't
So-
wait for that one.
That was my favorite for a long time.
What is your favorite Res?
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. But that was my favorite for a long time.
It's two.
Yeah, and then 3 came out, and it was like, all right, this is a nonsense game because it was like that wasn't really supposed to be 3. You know that, right?
3 was supposed to be what?
3 was supposed to be a side thing between 2 and Code Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
Code Veronica was seriously supposed to be the real sequel.
Yeah.
But then they came out with 3 as a side story.
Capcom has a problem with numbers. They
Yeah.
really have a problem with numbers.
So that was more Tyrant chasing you through the whole thing. People thought that was terrifying, but it was all right for me. The
I like
characters
3.
in that. The
I
characters
didn't
in
mind it.
weren't
I
that
like
good.
3.
I didn't mind it,
it
but
was
it
good.
wasn't. It's definitely not on the ladder.
Who's in that? Like,
it's not on
not
the
Carlos.
level.
Who's in
Carlos
that?
was the
Was
other
it
guy.
Carlos?
Yeah, Carlos was the other guy.
Yeah, I didn't like those guys.
It wasn't on the level of the other ones.
Yeah.
It was there. I played it because I enjoyed it, but like
I like
As
the
a
creating
sequel?
ammo aspect. I like running from the tyrant. Nemesis, I thought that was, you didn't like that. She was like,
He's everywhere. I was like, all
Stars.
right, enough for you. Everyone's like, I don't know when he's gonna pop out. It's amazing. I was like,
nah, in part 2,
Oh,
that
okay.
shit was terrifying.
yeah, you got actual jump
That was
scares.
legitimately terrifying. Like I wouldn't go down hallways because I'm like, he's going to pop out. I don't know where he's gonna come
He would
from.
break through the wall and stuff.
He was terrifying. I didn't like that at all. Because when they introduced him, they dropped him down. They're like, "Oh, look who's." I'm like, "All right, who is this guy?" And you go in the next room, and he's just down the hallway. And he's walking towards you, and then you go back. You go back into the other room. You're like, "I'm not going that way. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to shoot him. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to walk away."
That definitely felt like 2 felt like a Hollywood movie to me. Like the way it ended and everything. I'm not gonna spoil it if you didn't play it. When they come out with the remake, it's awesome. It was
Spoil-
very.
If you didn't
Spoiler
play
alert.
2, what's wrong with you?
You didn't play 2.
I know. I played 2. I played Claire B and Leon A.
no, I'm the one.
You did not. Did you beat it?
I beat it both. Yeah.
Yeah?
Someone I forgot it was your PlayStation or someone's PlayStation, but
Did you play it? I think you played it on the Dreamcast with that fake PS2 emulator.
No,
PS1
no, it's
emulator on
actually
there?
no. I played PlayStation. It was on
Did you?
PlayStation. Yeah, I just don't remember where. I did play a Claire B and I played a Leon A.
I didn't play 2 at all.
It's-
I play.
see, you
I
need
beat
this
every
remake,
Resident
buddy.
Evil. I've been waiting for a remake. I
You're
had
gonna-
a feeling it was always going to be remade,
See,
so I was like, I'm
you're gonna
not
get
going to
the-
play it.
You're gonna get the good one. You're gonna get the
Well,
remake.
they announced it, so it's
It's so
coming.
awesome. It's great.
coming. I don't know. Will it be first person?
Oh my god,
It might be first person.
dude!
We haven't seen anything about it.
Dude,
We haven't seen anything about it.
I can almost guarantee they won't do that
Think it'll be
because
online?
it's a remake.
You think it'll be online? I don't think they could do it. I think it'll still be two different stories.
I
but-
think they might do a 2-player split screen.
That
Nah,
would
it
be
completely-
cool
It would be
because
completely different.
well, check
That
out,
would be so dope.
check it out. Resident Evil.
Your voice
So
changed
dope.
there.
Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles that came out for the Wii. We didn't
Stop.
play
No
that
one
one.
played
No,
that.
no. But they do Leon and Claire, I think, at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never know if they can go that route. I wouldn't
I
mind
think it would break the game if they did it that way.
I think it'd be awesome.
It would be awesome if they could pull it off. Definitely awesome, but they would break the game.
Because it was still survival horror at that time, and they never really did. The only time they did the survival horror 2-players co-op was when they did the DLC they released.
I
I think
remember.
that was for
5.
5.
Yeah, when they
with Jill and Chris, and it was quick, but
That
it
was
was
dope.
dope.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
It was so dope.
That was great.
I was like, 2-player split screen,
Yeah.
survival. Oh man,
But Codename Veronica would probably be my favorite. When you asked what my favorite was,
Right.
probably Codename
A
Veronica.
lot of people's
As far as a
Veronica.
full-on game. 'Cause that was crazy. That was crazy.
I changed my mind
Because it
too
was
much.
definitely a sequel of 2. 2
Oh,
was
Veronica,
my
I
favorite. That
played
was
one
definitely a
time,
sequel.
and I'm pissed I played once because it was so awesome.
I
It's
beat
dope.
Veronica a couple of times. Yeah.
I want
That
to
was
play
really
it
good.
again, but I can't put my finger on what my favorite one is
It was
because
like
one
Psycho.
My
Like Psycho
favorite-
in that
one
game.
was so classic.
Psycho.
One was so classic, and I loved 5. I really, really loved 5.
5 is my favorite. 5 is my favorite.
really,
Before you
really
skip
loved
some.
5.
4 was great
4 was
and released
not,
on
I didn't
everything.
play 4. Can you
4
believe that?
was really, it was long.
I didn't
4
play
was,
4.
it
was
was
a
like 40
40
hours.
hours.
Very long. That's why I didn't play. I saw you
40
guys.
A
hours.
40-hour action game. I was like,
But it was dope.
but it was great.
It
You
was-
could beat Resident Evil 1 in 3 hours.
Probably,
Less.
yeah. I was
Under,
like, I bet
under
you could,
3
yeah.
hours was the code. You can
Okay.
get a different
It
outfit.
reminded me a little bit of Maniac Mansion in some ways, the first Resident Evil. It really kind of did. You
Well,
know,
it
'cause
was. You were a maniac in the movie.
It's like a lot of weird shit happened in that game that reminded me of it. But
There was no hamsters in microwaves or anything like
Hamsters?
I wish there was.
that. That was Maniac
I wish there
Mansion
was.
had that. Yeah, you could put a hamster in the microwave,
It was like,
and then the guy kills you, right? like,
Oh, if
you
give
go
it
in
to
the
him,
grave.
If you give it to him, he's like, ah.
You go right in the grave.
Don't
Nah,
kill
but
him.
I am not a big fan of obviously part 7.
it'll probably be
Um,
great.
You skipped 6.
What?
6 was
6.
horrible.
Well,
6 was horrible.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
I don't like 7 because Resident Evil is not a first-person game.
Well, listen.
Let me finish.
But it's not.
It's not.
It's not Resident Evil.
Well, I know you're not letting me finish.
It's not Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 7 is basically PT with Resident Evil name on it.
Yes.
That's why it's not Resident Evil. They just took PT and put green herbs, give you a gun, walk around zombies, blah blah blah. That's basic, but added the scare factor from PT that people were pissed that it never came out. But
that dude wasn't no zombie.
there will be zombies.
Welcome to the family.
Resident Evil 6 was
nonsense.
1/3 Resident Evil.
Nonsense.
The rest, 1/3 was
Call of
Duty.
Nonsense.
And the other third was something that just didn't work out.
First person punching whatever.
No, it was. I don't know what it was.
The one with Wesker's.
That
scenario. It was kind of like a combination of Chris's.
It was fighting though.
It didn't work.
They
gave him guns too, which didn't make any. I didn't understand it.
They're trying everything, throwing it at the
Ada's was stealth.
And so many quick time events.
Yeah. I didn't like that game at all.
The best part of that game was Leon's first part.
Yeah.
When there were zombies popping in through the walls, and you had to like barricade and like shoot them. That was
crazy.
That was like Walking Dead. I was like, this shit is crazy dope.
That was crazy.
And it just went downhill. I don't know why they didn't stick to that. Because people like that Walking Dead shit, the feeling of, oh my God, I can't go anywhere. There's zombies everywhere. What the hell do I do? I have this much ammo. And they like that panic.
But they wanted to make it more like an action game. So.
Yeah, they turned it into whatever.
It was too much action.
Yeah.
They wanted 10 million in sales.
But the thing is, the funny part about them making extreme action, there wasn't any bullets.
Yeah.
And in Chris's part, I'm like, oh, there's shit everywhere. Where the fuck are the bullets?
Yeah.
There was no bullets.
You ran out of ammo all the time.
How do I shoot? How do you shoot these people? Why is there so much action?
Is Resident Evil bullet management? Is it a bullet management game?
I would say it started off that way.
Yeah,
it
started off that way.
Even with part 4,
with 4, they started adding more action. Though.
Like, and everyone likes to say, okay, part 4 and part 5 is where the series started taking nosedive. Part 5,
well, it was an over-the-shoulder view instead of like atmospheric view. So
yeah, and it revolutionized,
which was good.
Third-person
people
shooters.
loved 4. 4 was a big step in the right direction.
It's really good.
Yeah, I think 4. I
should probably play it.
4 was my favorite when it came out.
It's not too late.
Yeah,
it's not too late.
Well, it's coming out again
for all the third
systems.
time.
Yeah, it's coming out for the new systems again.
Yeah, it's coming out again. But part 5 is the series' highest seller.
I played the hell out of part 5. I beat that.
Everyone played.
I played 5.
Out of that game.
Part 5 was great.
It was great.
They were like, "Oh,
people don't like that the second player. If you're playing as one player and it's not,
I heard she was dumb.
She was very dumb.
Yeah,
she would run right into stuff. But
I love that.
You just gotta protect her.
I love that game a lot.
But I did enjoy that
because there was a panic, even though it was more action oriented. There was a panic, like in the first scene when they're jumping through the fucking windows.
It still scared you at moments. You know, you still got scared. It's not like in like I think 6 is where people got a bad taste in their mouth when they really went heavy duty with the Call of Duty with Chris's scenario, and Wesker's son was a little weird, and Ada's was the stealth, but it wasn't fleshed out. It's like they should have just stuck with Leon's, and it would have been a great game. Yeah, if they did that.
If anything, what I would have done for Chris's thing is, you know how like there was like these zombies shooting at you. Mm-hmm. They should have been. They were shooting at you like rocket launchers and shit. They should have had like
they weren't really zombies though, right?
Like.
Since
I don't
part
know
4,
what the fuck they were.
Since
they
part
were
4, you weren't really dealing with zombies.
They weren't really zombies.
Like
they were infected. Yeah, like I didn't get that part. I didn't understand that. That wasn't Resident Evil. If you were going to be shooting at like, if he was like in a war type atmosphere and you're shooting at other people like that, like humans, that's fine. They should have mixed in zombies walking around.
It's supposed to be about science,
but
you just gotta make it monsters.
Where's the serum? You're supposed to talk about science and scientists and making these things and messing it up and like these plant people and stuff.
Pretty much.
That's what it was.
You know,
it was a sci-fi thing. It wasn't a war.
And you know what? They kind of went with Resident Evil Revelations for 3DS and Revelations 2.
They went back to the old school.
They were going in the right direction.
No, they were good. They were good. They got back that survival
Except for that
horror.
little girl. There.
All right. Well, I think where Revelation 2 failed is that they made one person the shooter with the gun,
That's true, yeah,
and the other person was a lot weaker who was
Didn't
just
you get
handling
like a rake or something.
One of them.
One had a flashlight.
Flashlight
right?
and a crowbar.
And a crowbar.
And the little girl was just like she was able to throw bricks. And she
No,
was like, and she pointed out she was able to see.
She was cool in Street Fighter 5.
However, Kev, their other mode was dope.
Oh,
When you
the
could
raid
use-
mode
you
or
could-
whatever
The
like
raid
that.
mode you could use anybody. You
That
could
was-
use
that was
Chris,
awesome, yeah.
Jill.
The rape mode?
The raid. What did someone just say? The rape mode when you take the girl, you put the prelude in the drink and
I
make
thought
sure
that's
she
what you said.
passes out. No, I'm talking about the raid mode where you could pick like basically anyone from
Could you
Resident
pick
Evil.
Tofu? Remember that thing?
That was a great mode, actually.
Wait, was
yeah.
Tofu in there?
Remember Tofu?
He might have. Hunk was.
Hunk was in it?
Hunk was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Leon's in it, Chris is in
Wesker?
it, Jill's in it.
Wesker, maybe?
Wesker's- I think you got to buy
I
him.
think he was in
You
it.
got by
I think I buy him. But it was a great mode.
because you
It's
could build
like,
up
yeah,
levels and it's pretty dope. I
It's
liked
pretty
it.
awesome.
It was
yeah.
cool.
Because they added skills and stuff like that. That was Resident Evil going in the right direction. There
Yeah.
was puzzles in there.
But then they made this shooter. They made the shooters like I mean they had the light gun games.
Uh-huh.
That was
It was okay. No, it was good. It was good.
And then
It's
they
just-
came out with this new game.
That
I think
recently
did it
came
even
out.
come out?
It did, and I think it got shit on.
It
I
did
don't-
come
I don't
out.
know if
It
it
was
got
like
released,
it
but it
was
got
made.
shit on.
It was an online shooter. They
Yeah.
really wanted to go the Call of Duty route, and they made an online shooter Umbrella Corps game.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
And it was not well received.
Good.
In the slightest.
Good.
And I don't even know. Did it come out? It's that bad that I don't know if it even
No,
came
I heard.
out.
I heard the name. I just
Jesus,
never clicked it.
Capcom. I read the reviews and they came
It
out.
got
I was
rated.
Like,
I just
really?
didn't-
I was like,
yeah.
and now they're doing first person with Resident Evil 7. It's like,
Well, listen. All right, so we're up to Resident Evil 7.
Mhm.
So the reason they did Resident Evil 7 the way they did is because they want to jumpstart the whole franchise, and they know that first person is what this new generation has grown up on. They don't really care about third person, unfortunately, because third person is great. But I don't want to sound like an old fogey, But first person they grew up on. They love first person, and they had a different perspective on doing it. For horror, I can't front like.
It's
First
terrifying.
person is
It's
terrifying. It is scary.
Very terrifying.
It is scary. There's
It would
nothing
it's probably a good
worse than
game.
that.
I just don't want to play it because it's
you
not
can't
Resident Evil.
make a toggle button to
But-
switch between third and first.
Not gonna get the
Now-
same because they want VR. They want VR to be part of the situation, so they have it first person. You can put the glasses on. Third person, like I said, it would have been great, but it's not. All right, the demo that came out isn't gonna be the actual game. They said that. Same with PT. They said
gonna
when
play like-
Silent
Did
Hill,
they say
They
what's
said when
the
Silent-
time period?
They
of
said when
this
Silent
game?
Hills come out, it's not gonna be like PT at all. So these demos are weird because they're not gonna be like the actual game.
Is it what's the time period? Is it after 6? Is
It's
it
after
is it
6.
its own thing?
It's
Like
supposed to be after 6.
It is after
after
6.
6.
So-
I don't know
After
what
6,
it's
yeah.
gonna. Even if it's gonna have, it's not even gonna have the same scenario as this demo. Like this house, these
Yeah,
items
yeah. They
in
said
it,
nothing. Yeah, they said
the
nothing.
person that gets you, like I don't know, maybe they have a downloadable content that may tie it together later. That would be smart.
It's probably going to be like if you're playing the game and you find a tape or those little notebooks. It'll
Yeah.
probably be of the demo.
It would be
you know,
smart if
something
it had
like that.
something to do with it, because that would be
Yeah.
a waste of time.
That makes
Well, yeah,
sense.
I'm sure it's going to play very much like the demo.
But they
You
said
know,
the
it's
items
like-
and stuff mean nothing. Like this finger you find means nothing.
Now, my question is: Do you
This
think
axe means nothing.
the Resident Evil series is now going to be first person?
I don't think they'll go back. I mean, I think there'll be two different versions.
It depends on the sale.
It depends on what Resident Evil 2 remake does. It really that will determine what it does. If Resident Evil 2 sells more than 7, they're gonna go.
What if they're about the same?
They're gonna go to a different route because most of the people making the games are gonna be more familiar with the first person type thing.
They just need to make another Resident Evil 5. Okay, if you're playing one player,
But it's gonna
get
be
the AI
tired.
person out of there.
It's tired.
Make it a little bit more spooky.
They
That's
think
all
it's
you
gonna
need.
be tired.
Well, the thing is, what they need to do. No, what they need to do is what everyone was complaining about after 6. They wanted to go back to survival horror from scratch, basically. Start from scratch, make it keep it third person, start from scratch, keep it terrifying. And
The co-op is great, though. I don't think they should get rid
the
of
co-op
the
is
co-op.
fine too.
Listen though, from everybody who said they wanted to go back to horror, they did. They did. They went in first person, which makes it
It's
actually
horror, yeah.
horror. Like the worst horror. Like they said, what's the best way we can do horror? In first person. And it's true. It's most
It was scary,
terrifying in
yeah. It
that
was
way.
pretty terrifying
But
when
the-
I played demo.
The thing is
I'll
about
have to wait to see
yeah.
if they come out with I have to wait to see how the full game is.
Yeah.
And see if I can even make it through it. Because I couldn't play those other, like what was it? The first person horror game that I played, like when you're the cameraman, Outlast. So I couldn't play that because it's too terrifying. My
See-
heart can only do so much. So seeing this stuff in VR is probably gonna give people a heart attack.
See, the thing is with these making it first person, it's like 1 and 2 was scary enough, in my opinion. 1 and 2 survival horror third person was scary enough. You don't
But-
need it more. You could add more things to make it more scary.
They were scary.
But the thing is that like it made you feel it made it playable because you could see yourself and you could defend. You see yourself defending yourself, but when it's first person, it's so fucking terrifying. You can't see shit.
They could be right on your shoulder.
know?
You turn around like
Yeah. That no one wants to play that shit. Like I don't want to play it.
So in third person, it made it, like I said, more like a B movie, like a Hollywood flick, and it felt like you were in a movie. Now you're in it. You're in the movie.
I never wanted to be in a horror movie. I never wanted.
Now you got to run for your life.
I applaud the attempt at trying to make you more immersed in the experience, but losing the co-op and fixing it at first person, they're regretful changes. You know, I would like to see a co-op.
But if you just walk back to back the whole time, it's not scary. You're like, there he goes. He's behind you. There, he's behind you. He's behind you.
What do you mean? If you're along with, what, 2 players?
If it's 2 players, they can't sneak up on you because you got your back.
That's up to the game designer. That's up to the level designer. You know, it's like make it appear behind
Being
you.
solo, though, is way more horrifying.
Yeah,
You know this. You know this.
it's traditionally, yeah, but you just, you know, like, all you need is, you know, advances in level
Resident
design.
Evil 1 and 2 weren't 2 players.
Right.
And those are probably, and Codename Veronica.
But, you know,
those are probably considered
but
their biggest titles.
look, is Resident Evil Revelations 2, was that not terrifying? Was Leon's part in Resident Evil 6 not terrifying? Was Resident Evil 5 with you know, Shiva
No,
and
like
Chris
all the,
not terrifying?
No,
there was terrifying parts.
all these games, like I said, 1 and 2 had terrifying moments. Like they were
Like when you
very
grab when you grab your healing and the thing popped out of the mirror.
Yeah, that was too.
There
was 6 or 7 of us in the room, and I hit the pause button, and all of us said, "Oh!" I was on the floor like, no, fuck that. Like
That was one of the biggest jumps.
and that's probably the hardest I've ever jumped in the game.
It wasn't no fatal frame jump though.
Fail frame will get you.
That was terrifying.
It didn't even have me jumping. Fail frame just had me creeped out and
It was very
uncomfortable.
creepy.
Like it just
creepy.
makes me uncomfortable. This shit is just because a ghost is not going to rip your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Zombies and all this
those
other stuff.
fingers that crawl
Get
around
that shit
the
out
side
of here.
like this.
Yeah. That was pretty like. I was like,
I
all
want
right,
to see
shut
that
it
in a
up.
movie, but you know, as far as a game, I'm only playing that part.
No, the formula for Resident Evil is completely fine. They just went too actiony. And they need to go back
They're
to
testing
survival
the waters.
harder. And they need to stop with this fucking first person shit because I'm not touching that game.
They're testing the waters. If this sells 15 million,
They're desperate.
then
They're
that's
desperate.
it. They got their thing. If it doesn't, then they got their other.
They're
thing to fall
desperate.
back on. Otherwise, they're going to be like Konami anyway. They're not going to make any games.
Yeah, just stick to mobile and see how that does.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, I can't.
Konami
I
sucks.
love the Resident Evil mobile games. The one with Barry. Remember that for Game Boy Color?
Speaking of Barry, I hate his daughter so much in Resident Evil 2. She's
Oh, she was
so
garbage.
bad.
You let her die.
So
Oh, what was the
bad.
line that she said? What was
I'm
the-
about to choke a god.
Why don't you come over here closer so I can choke a god?
Wow, that's amazing.
It was.
That's
like-
real
She-
bad.
but
Like,
she
that
was
was
funny,
Barry.
though.
That
She
was
was hilarious.
Barry's lines.
no,
though.
that is Barry-esque. Like
that was
that's
bad.
his daughter.
That was
That's
a
his
bad
daughter
thing.
because he's.
I want to choke a god.
Choke a god. That was great. Resident Evil Revelations 2 was good. That was a good game.
It was okay. It was okay.
It was a good
I would say
game.
good. It's not. I wouldn't say okay. I would say it's.
It's
good.
a good
It
game.
was good.
Was it a great Resident
I would
Evil? I
say
like
okay.
5 better, but Resident Evil...
Get rid of the little girl scenarios. It would have been fine.
If they gave him guns and stuff,
Yes.
it would have jumped up higher.
Yes.
But I would say it was a good game though, because even despite all the bullshit that I had, like a flashlight in someone's face and hit him with a crowbar,
It was better than
that
6.
dynamic was a little interesting.
Yeah.
Even though I hated it because I wanted to blast people's heads off.
Yeah.
It was a different dynamic, and the bosses weren't bad. They were kind of fun.
They Alan Waked it.
Bosses were
Yeah,
cool.
actually, that's actually what they did. It was,
Hey, Alan Wake. No,
Uh,
Resident Evil 2 had some interesting elements that would have been great to...
5 was just so good.
Wasn't the
was
girl?
amazing.
What was the little girl from? What was it in part 2? The little girl. She was in
Sherry?
a. Was it Sherry?
Yeah.
She was in another new game. Right?
She was in part 6.
She was
She
in
was
6?
no. She was this, the other playable character in one of the scenarios in 6.
That's
yeah.
pretty dope.
She had a.
They
I
ruined that fucking game. Man.
No,
fact
they
that
did because
you-
they had good characters.
They had
Like
great
sub
characters.
characters were good. Like Leon's chick partner, she
Yeah,
was cool.
She was cool.
They had cool characters. They just fucked it up.
Yeah, Chris's protege or whatever. I forgot his name. He
Oh, I
was
forgot
cool.
him. He was cool.
Yeah, all the characters were cool except for the second player in Ada's. He was just some generic soldier
Oh,
guy.
that's
That they
fucking
kind of just tacked in.
scrub.
I didn't like Resident Evil 0. We didn't talk about that, but I didn't like that.
I
game.
like that a
was
lot.
a great game.
I like
That's-
that a lot.
That
The
is a
tat-
great Resident Evil.
The tats on his arm is gone.
We don't know what happened. to him.
Cohen.
Yeah,
But
I
that
didn't
was
like
that was a great game. You know, that was an interesting.
I liked it a lot.
I didn't like that train. I didn't like none of that.
Train was
I
good.
watched you play it.
I liked it.
I was not intrigued
Good game.
by the black shit. I didn't like none of that.
Most Resident Evils were really, really great, but we'll see how 7 does,
What,
I guess.
does any of you remember what game it was? It wasn't Zero. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Zero. But it was the same enemy from Zero. The enemy had its own theme music, and it scared the shit out of me. Yes. And it moved like this.
That was in 5, I think. What do you guys think?
That was in a...
I think you guys out there should put in the comments what that guy was.
I think that was in the man... Was there a mansion in 5?
Yeah, I think so.
There was something down the hallway, and you have to throw like a cocktail at him.
That was definitely 0.
Was it? Do you get to a mansion in 0, or are you on the train all the time?
There is a mansion in 0.
So it's probably that's probably that then.
There was a mansion in 0.
Because I was terrified when I heard the music because I didn't know how to kill it.
That was 0, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I'm like the.
Well, there was a room you go in, and then the music comes on, and it comes to the door.
Yeah. You're like, where is he? Where is he? Somewhere. So uncomfortable.
Well, the music plays a vital role in these games.
Yeah, seriously.
Whenever they do it right, it's awesome.
So what would you guys do to close out? What would you do?
Run.
I want to see Resident Evil after 7. I like it to return to co-op. Give a gun to each person. Leave an option if people really think that co-op spoils the horror experience, that they, take out the AI character and leave it a first person and make the cinemas.
So if people don't like certain ways, give them the option to take out.
Yeah, because they always kind of fix, like, in the co-op Resident Evils, you always have the AI controlling the person.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and a lot of people who just want to play one player hate that.
Cut them out of it.
And it's just like, just cut them out. Leave them for the cinemas. Leave them for the story plots, to show up and, have them just appear or whatever like that, but don't have them in the gameplay. And don't...
Who are you going to save then? Where's the pressure?
Let it be,
get him off.
Let it be optional. Just say, look, okay, make this person there so you can protect them and share inventory. I don't know. It's like...
Cool.
She was
I liked her. I wish she would return. I wish she would return.
She'll be around again. I'm sure she'll be around. She was great. I like Sheva a lot.
Yeah.
Me? Are you done?
Yeah, that's pretty much like I want to see the co-op and keep the spooky feeling from and the puzzles from Revelations 2.
Revelations 2. Okay.
For me, I just want to see what 7 is actually like, because I'm not against it. I just want to know if it's any good at all. Can I play it? Is it going to be Hollywood-esque or is it going to be too terrifying? So I want to see that, and I want to see Resident Evil 2 because, like I said, I love Resident Evil 2. I want to see if they pull it off right. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be happy. If both of them are great, I'll be happy.
But
if Part 2 was great, I'll be happy.
If
Part 2 sucks and 7 sucks, then I'm just going to play my old shit.
If you were to make a new Resident Evil game, how would you do it? How would you have it as? Would you have it as 2?
Have it.
As you, Jay, what would you prefer, you personally, what would you prefer in a Resident Evil game?
I really like 2. I really like in the police station, like the areas in that. I really like Code Veronica, the areas in that. So give me a lot of areas. Give me play like that.
Okay.
5 was pretty much like that. It was kind of more Tomb Raider-esque.
Okay.
I guess you could say that.
More action.
Yeah. So I didn't mind that, but I didn't play 4. So 4 might be the dark horse, which might be my favorite, but I didn't play it.
You really got to play that so we could revisit this.
I didn't play 2.
How many times are you going to fight the boss? Like the boss in that game just kept coming back. And it pissed me off.
At 4?
Yeah, you just fought him so many times.
Dude, really?
Hold on, which one?
Thing, there was a part, I was like, this has to be the end. Nope.
Krauser?
Another 20
Remember
hours.
the Krauser guy?
I
whatever.
fought him once.
I don't know.
No,
You fought him
twice.
you fought him
Twice.
like in this
On
thing.
top of the thing
and he was
and-
breaking through I was like, all right, this is the end. And then I was like, yo, you're playing this 3 weeks later, you're still playing? I was like, yo, this is a long game. So
It was long as hell, though.
I like parts
40.
in that. I like the way 5 was like paced. I like the
5 was
pacing.
great.
Of that. So
I might
give me
tell
a good
Sons
paced game that looks like 5. I didn't care about the 2 players. I didn't play it 2 players. But
So awesome.
I don't think they should get rid of it. I think it should be an option.
Yeah.
So like you said. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
If I get a game like 2, but give you the option of playing 2 players, maybe 7 is way better. I don't know. I don't think it'll be way better, but I don't know. We'll see. Because I liked PT. It was a mind fuck. It fucked your head a lot. That game was not simple.
I have a threshold
But-
on horror.
It was crazy. It made you think you were going crazy. I beat it, and I was like, I don't know how I beat it.
I would have played 5 minutes. I can't deal with it. It's too fucking
But I think when it
creepy.
popped up behind me and the face was there, and it killed me. And then I heard the ghost in my head afterwards. I was like, what is this? What is this? And then Daryl
Daryl. And now he's crying with a baby, naked.
Yes. Well, whatever he does, it's cool.
Whatever he does, it's cool.
Food Without Saints.
Give him a crossbow. Fuck, dude.
Crossbow and a baby. He's good.
They're afraid to kill him off in Walking Dead. They really are.
Hey man, can't kill.
Put him in
Daryl.
Resident Evil. Just get him in there. That won't be made either.
Yo, imagine if they
Daryl Dixon.
anything he's in.
Resident
Daryl Dixon.
It won't be made.
They put him in everything that has zombies.
Except that terrible Walking Dead game.
Yo, someone put a computer mod and put him in State of Decay.
Did they?
Yeah, they put him in.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
They
hilarious.
should have been in that.
They have like his face that looks kind of like him, and
That's
he has like two different crossbows, and he has like a hoodie.
I'm surprised you didn't get it for the PC then.
No.
Wow. The crossbow is the coolest weapon in those games.
You never had it
really
in
is.
Resident Evil though.
What, crossbow?
Crossbow has never been in
No,
it.
no,
A bow and arrow.
No.
Was there a crossbow?
Resident Evil 6, Ada used a crossbow.
That doesn't count as a
It
Resident Evil
does.
game.
She had a crossbow.
She had a crossbow.
Didn't it suck though?
No, it was cool.
Wasn't 8 and 4?
It was cool. Well, you couldn't grab ammo after somebody died. Like in Zombie U for the Wii U, you were able to grab.
What do you mean,
the
zombie? I downloaded
Zombie
Zombie
U for the Wii U. Okay, you can grab the arrow
on
from
the
dead
PS4.
zombie's
I got
head.
it for free. It's
Yeah,
called
and that
Zombie.
was the coolest weapon in the game.
Yeah.
It looks
I
so
love
bad though.
The crossbow's always the shit.
that. Yeah, crossbow's
Hey,
good.
that would be if I could shoot a crossbow in the zombie apocalypse, it would be awesome.
That'd be
You
dope.
can get your ammo back. Maybe. I don't
And
know.
it's
you gotta
quiet.
grab it through the head. It's kind of nasty.
And it's quiet.
Yeah, but if it gets stuck in there, you cut your hand trying to rip it out. It's not as easy as
Make
they
all
show.
those weird
Nope.
fucking noises.
It's not like shooting a watermelon. Maybe it is. I don't know. I never shot anyone in the head.
But you know what? Screw Resident Evil 7. I'm waiting for State of Decay 2.
We know this. This is the common theme that we have on this show.
We'll see how it
State of
goes.
Decay 2.
All right, so is that it, guys?
No, we gotta talk about Resident Evil 8. What do you think? Nah, it's fine. We're done.
Definitely let us know in the comments what you guys think of the
Resident Evil
upcoming
7.
Resident Evil 7, or even talk about
What's your
Resident Evil
favorite?
franchise, your favorite, what you think they should do going forward.
Do you think they
'cause
should have a Resident Evil cart game?
it looks like Capcom definitely could use a little bit of help.
Need some racing games in there.
Absolutely. But till then,
Not absolutely.
check out a Resident Evil racing game. Come on, running over zombies.
Oh, they,
Open
Maybe
world Resident Evil?
Some
That
sort of
would be
appeal.
interesting, actually.
Some kind of
Open
appeal.
world Resident Evil. I heard that was kicked around a
What?
year ago. Open world Resident Evil or whatever.
Open
It's a lot
world.
of
Yeah.
money.
That's State of Decay.
Yep.
Pretty much,
Lot
yeah.
of money.
I don't know if Resident Evil should go that route. I like being fixed in a certain location.
100
and
players
going
at
around.
one time.
That's crazy. But anyway, you can check out the Level 857 video game podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and most leading podcast directories. Check out the Level 857 YouTube channel. We got new content every week, in addition to the video podcast as well. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Maybe.
Peace.
State of Decay.
Nope, that's out. That's edited out.
No, part 2. It's coming.
Edit it out.
It's coming, y'all. Can't wait for that podcast. Oh, whoa. Actually, I hope that's on. He tripped over the damn headphones.
Nope.